Oh, the pre-show shenanigans. You guys get a little bit of whiff of that nowadays. You know, we trying out some stuff. See how it works. What's going on? My name is Miguel, host of Life Full Circle Radio, and my co-host said this is my Black History shirt. This is my Soulquarian shirt. I'm representing one of the greatest music eras that a lot of folks don't even know that it was a music era. Look it up, Soulquarians. Anyway, today we got some conversation. We're gonna be talking about Beyonce, which we knew what was gonna happen. She didn't announce her tour, and now people are calling their mortgage companies trying to get them to let them skip a mortgage payment so they can get tickets to see Beyonce. Tyre Nichols' funeral was yesterday, and Jason Whitlock didn't lose that as an opportunity to be an asshole and say some stuff that just made me cuss on my show. Now I don't usually cuss on my show. All right, let's go. What is the deal?
What's up?
It's crazy out these streets.
Shenanigans. I was trying to show you that for Black History Month, the Miami-Dade Police Department, instead of, passing reform or donating to a cause, they decorated a Miami Police Department SUV cruiser in kente cloth and with a big map of Africa. That was their Black History Month contribution. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I just want y'all folks to know out here in these activist streets, that's not enough, guys. Stop trying to act like y'all paint some pictures or you paint your police officers in some kente cloth and that's enough to keep us. No. And of course it looked like probably Cuban dude down there.
Look.
Why man, send the link to me? Why they got KRS-One? They got a Black History.
I think somebody mad about it edited it to say that, but this is a truck. Look at this.
They best not. That better not be a car that runs up on anybody in the next 30 days and arrest anybody. You need to keep that at all the schools. Keep it at all the schools on your Black History. Oh, that's right. But you can't teach Black History in Florida because y'all's governor is Governor DeRacist. So, yay.
You're making white people mad now.
Well, that's a start, because Yeah, it's going to take white people and they're being upset to sit up and say, okay, the racists, this is enough to racists. We can't deal with this. We got to
And
still
I'll
live with these
explain
people.
why he's making white people mad. It's a very specific kind of elitist, but reason why he's making white people mad with this.
Okay.
Because,
All right.
yeah, I'll explain it.
Well, explain it. Go ahead. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. The reason why he's making white people mad is because for a lot of their kids, all universities across the United States, you have to have some kind of diversity education on your application to get in college these days. If you don't, they pass right on by your app. If you just say, I did this, I took French, I resolved all these things, and if not one of those things is minority related, they're taking your application and throwing it in the trash can. So for Florida parents trying to get their kids into an Ivy League school, you're taking away AP African American history, which, for lack of better word, is kind of a slam dunk. Now what are they putting on there? What are they supposed to do?
So I guess all the kids down in Florida, they can just go ahead and stay and go to University of Florida, or they can go and crowd your school to FAMU, and now all of a sudden y'all will be real diverse. Because like you said, all these liberal schools that all these Republicans want to sit here and scream and scratch and claw about, they're all ran by these liberals. So, they're going to want to see some of that stuff. Yeah.
Is Harvard a liberal school? Is Harvard liberal? Is that what that is? Princeton?
Well, that's what they consider. Other white folks consider those schools up in that's the North. Them Yankees. That's them Yankee schools. Them old Yankees up in Massachusetts and New York and whatever, in New Jersey. Yeah, it's whatever. So
send your child to West Virginia Tech and good luck with that. Okay.
Yeah, it's we're gonna see how far they're gonna push this thing along, because DeSantis, he's not playing. He done went from elementary school to now he's in the public. I think I saw at the community college program. Now he's not. So now you're gonna not let college students learn about really in college.
What he's not understanding, and this is the part that annoys me as a Republican, as a person in general, you are going to have a lot of these universities pissed off, and a lot of these sports teams college teams who want to play these other teams and these HBCUs. It's not going to work out the way he thinks. He thinks he's making everything better. No, their people are like, no, this is where we draw the line. Education is where we draw the absolute line, and it doesn't make his reasoning doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And here's something and you just brought up something that really is going to resonate with white folk. The Florida schools in athletics are not competing like they used to. There was a time Florida State, University of Miami, these schools were these schools were dominant, and now they're not getting those blue chip kids anymore. And so now,
let's say what it is, they're not getting black children that they need.
They're getting them, but they're not getting the best of the best, like the Alabamas and the Georgias and places like that. So maybe he's just okay with just taking a saw. I don't know if you remember back in the day they had them cartoons back in the Bugs Bunny days. They had a saw just sawed off the state of Florida. Maybe he's just cool with just having Florida just be his own country down south, because he's trying to just alienate the rest of the world.
Florida is the Wang of the United States. We are America's penis, and we are treated as America's penis.
We got that. You didn't have to go into that much anyway. All right, so let's get into the show, as we've already gotten to the show. But make sure y'all are sharing this. Get it out there in your communities. We want to see who's out there. Make sure y'all drop a little something in the comments. Let us know you're there. So terrible week with Tyre Nichols and what happened in Memphis, right? And so, for people who do not know, Tyre Nichols was a 28-year-old young man who was beaten to death by 5 African-American cops in Memphis last week. The funeral was, I think, yesterday. But this guy, if for people who don't know, Jason Whitlock is a terrible human being, first of all. And so he is a longtime sports commentator who wanted to get into this realm of being a shock jock. And so now he's accomplishing that, because he came out recently and he basically said that Rickey Smiley, should have been this thing is acting up on me. Jason Whitlock came out and said, bottom line, that the reason why Tyre Nichols was murdered was because of a single motherhood and because of gang violence. And I said to myself, you got to be kidding me, man. I said, Jason Whitlock, out of all times, you're the worst of the worst. We know you're the worst of the worst. And our friend And friend of the family, Keith Reed, posted. He said, "Guys, stop talking about Jason Whitlock. That's what he wants. You know, that's what feeds his ego." But this had to be. We had to address this nonsense.
Of
You're gonna
course.
sit up here and gonna blame. You're blaming Tyre Nichols' murder. 5 African American cops. One who's a member of a D9 organization. And you're gonna blame that on single motherhood, and we can't get you to talk about how bad policing is, and it's just insane. It's just insane. It's got me real fired up. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I was confused about who was the victim of the single mom. Was it the cops or was it Tyree? Because I could have sworn Tyree's parents are married or they were together in all the
Correct.
interviews they've done. So
Correct.
I didn't know who he was talking about that the issue was. And again, you can't blame Black women for everything. I feel like people like Jason Whitlock, some hotep Black men are blaming Black women for everything that goes wrong with them. And it's not all of our fault. It's not Black women's fault. It's not single Black mothers' fault. And if we're
Yeah.
blaming single Black mothers, why aren't we blaming Black fathers who've left the home?
I'm not blaming any. I'm not entertaining bringing that into this conversation.
Okay, I'm just saying.
This ain't about Black women. This ain't about Black men as a monolith, because we're not a monolith. It is about this asshole right here, Jason Whitlock, blaming Tyre Nichols' murder on gang violence and single Black women. Twitter drags him by their tattered toupee. Okay.
And let's just talk about the Beijing hairpiece.
I'm not gonna spend much time on it either. He's a piece of crap. But go ahead.
Okay, but here's the better question. Is it the gang violence of the 5 cops? Because Tyre wasn't in the gang. He was a skateboarder who liked landscapes. So again, he's not addressing what he's talking about. He's even lost people like Candace Owens. Candace was like, no, I can't get with this. Like, Tyre didn't do anything wrong.
Right. He did absolutely nothing wrong.
What he's talking about.
And
Sierra came for him.
And for folks who out here been spreading this rumor about his girlfriend or that one of the girls who Tyre. So you didn't hear this part of the story?
You mentioned it today, but I didn't even know where that came from.
So there was a rumor out there that the reason why he got beat up was because one of the cops dated a girl that Tyre worked with at FedEx in Memphis. Everybody knows Memphis is the hub for FedEx, and that supposedly they worked together. And he sent pictures up to the girlfriend, and the stepfather came out and said that's just a rumor, it's not true. But and I was talking to a cop just here the other day, and he was spreading it around. So anyway, so that's not true. According to there's no way to substantiate that. But ultimately, when it's all said and getting back to this guy, the bottom line is Jason Whitlock, man, I don't know how he sleeps at night. I just don't. When you come out here with this nonsense and you basically disrespect the memory of this young man while his family is going through what they're going through, he just has there is no bottom for this guy. There's no bottom for him. And there
can't be a bottom for someone like a Jason Whitlock because there's nowhere else to go. And I'm not saying that like he's hit rock bottom. What I'm saying is he's lost any opportunity to be on a major sports network. I want to say he was with ESPN. He was fired.
He's been around for 20 years, but now he's strictly on the right wing circuit. I think he's
but he's just on the right wing circuit. He's not even right wing circuit about sports. It's just about random lifestyle stuff that he's on the circuit for.
No, he's not.
And he's even come out with something called Passport Bros. He wrote an article for The Blaze talking about how, let me see. The rise of the Passport Bros highlights a growing disconnect between Black men and Black women. And it's the Black women.
What is the passport? What does that mean? What does that mean?
It basically means that Black men are, traveling to find other women.
Oh, God.
And it's only Jason Whitlock who knows this kind of information. Of course, the article is only on The Blaze. The Blaze.
That's where he is now full time, right? Isn't he full time on The Blaze or something now? I think that's where he's writing, because he was a writer. He was a relatively respected writer in the 90s. I think he's from Kansas City, sports writer, and he just started to go further and further off the rails. And so this is where we are. But when it's all said and done, we getting back to this Tyre Nichols situation, getting back to stop blaming the Omegas for this. I've been hearing nonsense because I know that he's an Omega. The main cop was an Omega. There was a story that there was actually 3 of them. I don't know. I've only read that there's one. And they try to talk about hazing involved in that as well. Go ahead.
I gotta be devil's advocate though.
Oh God, where is this going? Go ahead.
The culture of some black fraternities, and we've all seen this because they've gotten suspended off multiple campuses for this, for weird hazing, abuse. If you want to build a man, you got to do certain things to be a man, build a man. We've all seen this. Could I see that happening, where that type of, you're not a man for whatever reason, now I'm going to beat you into being a man? I can see that playing some kind of role in this. Is that every single Omega? Absolutely not. Is that every single black frat? No. But if you are some kind of sick-minded people like these 5 cops were, I can see how they can think, oh, this is okay, this happened to me, I was fine, they'll be fine, this kid's gonna live, he just needs to know better not to mess with me because I'm so-and-so. Do you see where I'm going with that?
You're expecting me not to agree with you, aren't you? I agree with you. I agree with you.
Really?
I do. So here. That's why you just tap dance over there like da, 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 da. No. So let's just keep it real. There is a culture. All the frats, all the sororities will say we're non-hazing, non-pledging fraternity sororities, whatever. We know that still has gone on for years within the organizations, right?
Yeah.
And so to see that, but regardless, if it was a mentality of hazing that caused these dudes to do what they did, that still does not make it Omega's problem.
No, it doesn't.
It still does not make it D9's problem. It still does not make the whole fraternal sorority community, the National Panhellenic Council's problem. These are 5 terrible human beings.
And not just 5, not just 5 terrible human beings. We have all 5 of those cops. The 3 EMTs were fired who did not render aid appropriately. The white guy that was standing off to the side that made some disgusting comment, he was also let go.
Yeah. For those who didn't know, there was a white cop that was there that pepper sprayed, and that was so interesting that he wasn't immediately dealt with like the rest. There's always a hint of racism and stuff that goes down like this, but they made this out to be about the black cops, and it was. But the white cop was also there. The white cop also pepper sprayed and was involved with this as well. So he's lost his job, but it was kind of like a secondary wave of what happened. So we'll keep an eye on this story to see what's going on as it continues to progress. All right. Terrible news this week as one of our favorites, Rickey Smiley, his son passed away this week. And I tell you, man, when I watched the video of him announcing it, it was heartbreaking. It just really was,
Why did he do that though? I didn't get why he posted the video. I didn't think that was
well, because he just kind of felt, and I get it. I think he just was just like, I'm gonna deal with this myself. I'm not gonna let the papers and I'm not gonna let the blogs deal with this. I'm gonna deal with it myself head on. He's on the radio every morning. And so he's a very public figure. He doesn't have a lot of time to not be out there in the forefront. And so, but I just, I don't think it's come out how he passed away. I don't think that's been made public yet. But it's just sad news.
When I discussed it during production, that it seems like he was supposed to go to church with his mother. His mother called him to pick him up. He did not answer the phone. The mom went by there. He didn't answer the door. And then it was discovered that he had died in his home. So there's multiple things that can happen.
Right.
Like me and Miguel were talking about people who recreationally smoke marijuana. They are now lacing marijuana with fentanyl.
Absolutely.
I'll be full disclosure. I used to be, before the twins, I was one of the, they call it mom marijuana. I was one of those women who at home peacefully smoke your weed in the backyard, relax or whatever. These days, never. And all the women I used to know who used to know, because it's just too dangerous. So there's multiple things that could have happened. He could have just simply had an aneurysm or a heart attack, and it hasn't come out yet. But that's where kind of the
I've heard that. I've heard that there's a big problem going on now, and it's kind of started with El Chapo recently, with his son being arrested about a month or so ago, and that I've heard as retaliation that the Mexican cartels are lacing marijuana in with fentanyl, and
everything.
Yeah,
and it's very dangerous.
Yeah, there's no question about that. So be careful out there. God bless our brother Rickey Smiley, what he's dealing with. It's just sad news to see people having to deal with this type of hurt and type of tragedy. All right. Another big story this week. Gonna lighten this thing up a little bit, and
we're gonna lighten it all the way up.
So here we go. Here's the thing. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. We said with the announcement of I think let me see, Janet Jackson's going on tour this year, Jill Scott's going on tour this year, and we said Beyonce is coming. And in typical Beyonce fashion, no big fanfare, no pre-warning. She just drops it on her Instagram. Boom. Beyonce World Tour. And all of a sudden, every mortgage company in America is getting that call like, is it possible that I'm having some financial hardship?
Can I get a forbearance? It's for like maybe 2 or 3 months, Y'all, this ain't student loans. They're not going to give you no forbearance. I talked to a mortgage company, not about getting Beyonce tickets. It's about something else. They were like, unless you've missed 6 payments, we don't just let you skip a month and put it on the back end. Outside of COVID, don't do this. But I was actually reading a whole thread on Instagram where a man and his fiance got in an argument because she wanted Beyonce tickets. She's like, honey, all I want in the world is Beyonce tickets. It only happens once in a lifetime, blah, blah, blah. He was like,
it doesn't. It happens every 5 years.
Every 5 years. She's like, we're saving for a house. We're saving for this. She's like, this is all I've ever wanted. He's like, no, you wanted an engagement ring. I gave you an engagement ring. You wanted a house. So we're saving for a house. And she was like, well, in that case, can you give me the money that I saved up for the house? He was like, yes, take your $750, give me my engagement ring back, and go with God, crispy.
Oh my God, because here's the thing. He was saved. Thank the Lord for Beyonce. Beyonce just saved that man's life. Because if this chick was willing to sit up here and want a mortgage, want to take, you're not the one for me. Because, there's people out here now that says, they clown when Creflo Dollar had a sermon out there that said, the second question you ask people is what their credit score is. Somebody like that who dumb enough to sit up here talking about they want to fight and they want to sit up and take their mortgage money to go buy Beyonce tickets, your priorities are all screwed up.
Beyonce tickets. Nosebleed tickets. We're not even talking about floor tickets, Beyonce. We're talking about nosebleed. And maybe I'm just me. I'm not a big concert person. I don't like standing up for a long period of time. I don't. I'm not big on loud noises. I don't like it. I mean, I've been to Janet Jackson concerts when I was in high school. I went to Jazz in the Gardens, which was awesome, but a bunch of crazy Beyonce fans doesn't seem fun.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge concert person for the right shows. I ain't just going in no random shows. But I think it was last year. I think we went to see New Edition. We probably gonna go back again this year because it's gonna be New Edition. It's gonna be Guy. It's gonna be pretty dope. But I heard, man, somebody was telling me when I was in radio in VA, Erykah Badu used to almost come every year, and she gives great concerts. They talking about Erykah Badu concerts of $450 these days. I'm like, word? Badu charging $450?
I got it with Jazz in the Gardens, so I don't know what her just like one ticket for her just for her performing. I don't know what it would be.
Right.
And I wouldn't pay that money for her either. Like again, I love Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, all of them, but $450.
And now here's the thing: when we went to see New Edition, we had really, really good seats. We were probably 10, maybe 12 rows back from the stage. So, we had really, really good seats. And I think for me and Trey, I might have paid $500 plus per ticket. I may have. I don't remember, but I think I did. But I was like,
y'all, real quick.
No. I know what you're about to say.
You always think Tracy and I got money. You always think Tracy and I got money. That's why.
But that's first of all, you pay. First of all, here's the thing. I'm not blowing my money throughout the year I pay for what I want to pay for. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting up here paying for $200 for no jeans either, which a lot of these clowns watching this show right now, they looking in their closet right now like, I did pay $200 in jeans. I ain't doing that. But but when it's all said and done, you said $600 for nosebleed seats to see Beyonce. I paid $500-$600 for 12 rows back, like floors row. I'm right there. You know,
You can high five New Edition. I get it, y'all. I'm not where they are. I buy my baby generic diapers. Like that's what it is.
their little butts be chafing. Little cheap.
It got to the point now they so big. Noah actually took his diaper off and handed it to me. Like this is cheap. Either potty train me or buy better diapers. Pick a side.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, so go ahead.
Beyonce does get an amazing show,
Yeah,
and she normally brings Jay-Z out, so you're basically getting two celebrities in one show. So I get it. Her album Renaissance was really good, and maybe she'll be bringing.
And nobody say Jay-Z was coming for that show. Hold on, you already.
But maybe she will bring in on her tour some of the people that she sampled, like the I'm Too
That would be now. That would be dope. Now that would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be dope.
Okay, cool.
But I can't see that being every city. I can see that be New York. I can see that be LA. I can see that maybe be Atlanta.
The major cities.
Yeah, but not Norfolk.
No.
No. I heard, I saw some of my people at home and it was like, oh, in VA we ain't got Renaissance money for these tickets, and I'm just wondering, it's gonna be crazy.
Where I live, don't got Renaissance money.
Yeah, I'm sure Andre crazy. For Badu, you better call Tyrone.
See? Thank you. Call Tyrone, call Bank of America, call Chase. Because there's no way.
Yeah.
Don't call Chase because they actually debited my account for $4,000 on accident. And I'm dealing with that right now.
Are you a little sour with them right now, I think?
A little.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. All right. All right. So it's time to get to one of our favorite segments of the week. We haven't done this right in a couple of weeks, and it's still gonna be kind of right, but not halfway right. My little sound effect done went away on there. I gotta find where my sound effect happened on my little joint. Boom. All right, so anyway, this is the we find subject on these internet streets and make you say, what, did that really happen? Yeah, it really did happen. So Mike Tyson went to jail 20 years ago, 25 years ago for, it's been so long. It's been long time ago. It's maybe 30 because it's. So I guess now,
it was pre-tattoo, right? It was pre-tattoo, right? It was pre-tattoo.
Yeah, it was definitely pre-tattoo. And so now I guess this young lady decides that accused of raping women during her early 1990s, and she gonna sue for $5 million. First of all, somebody needs to help me understand how she gonna prove Mike Tyson raped her in the 1990s, and she gonna say, okay, it's all good. Just give me $5 million, I'll go away. I'm just like,
Circle Radio believes women. We do. But there's a certain point where we also have to go, okay, honey, I'm sorry. This might have happened to you, but this is looking real shady. Did you tell anybody, your mom, your cousin, your sister who can verify this? Did you tell a friend? Did you call Tyrone? Is there a police report? And they were just ignored. Like, if there's just, he did this to me, and no offense to women who have stories after the fact, but when you're suing for $5 million lawsuits, it comes off very opportunistic.
Yeah, absolutely comes off opportunistic.
Because like women in the Bill Cosby case, the Hugh Hefner cases, those women never filed lawsuits. They were just like, no, this happened to me. I don't need your money. I don't need anything from you. Right. This happened to me. I just need people to know. End of conversation.
So she's saying a rape occurred in Mike's limo. Of course it's gonna play itself out. The traumatic experience has caused me everlasting damage, and I would like to preserve my privacy in this matter of a sensitive and highly personal nature. Tyson,
so you filed a $5 million lawsuit to preserve your privacy? Bitch, get out of my face. That made me cry. Get out of my face. No, that's not how this works. What in the Gloria Aldred, Lisa Bloom is happening?
And let me apologize in advance if it comes out with a whole bunch of evidence that proves this is true and Mike spends the rest of his last days in there with R. Kelly. But I just got an issue with this is 30 years ago.
Then me and Miguel will eat crow. We will make a crow pot pie and we will eat it on the show. But it has gotten, there's some people, like when there's certain people who have been accused that you're just like, what? Like when a little Indian boy got accused and everybody was like, what are you talking about, girl? If you don't get out of here with this made up story you just did.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
What was his name?
Who?
The Indian comedian who got during the Me Too movement, the girlfriend came out and it was like a bad date and she tried to make it bigger and she did a whole article.
I don't know what his
Aziz
name was.
Ansari.
What's his name?
Remember Aziz Ansari's whole situation?
No.
You don't know who that is?
No, I don't. Let me not lie. I don't know who he is.
So we're moving on.
All right, so moving on. It looks like some folks all in the Southeast are being treated by women who got, or not women. Let me not say women because it could be men too, who have fake fraudulent nursing degrees. 25 Florida schools official charged and scheme that sold 7,600 fraudulent nursing degrees. So it looks like you about to pull something else up. What you over there scrolling on the phone about?
Yes, I'm reading this from the Southern District, from the Department of Justice website. This was actually a sting operation by the Department of Justice. More than 2 dozen individuals have been charged in the Southern District of Florida for their alleged participation in a wire fraud scheme that created an illegal licensing and employment shortcut for aspiring nurses. According to 3 recently unsealed indictments returned by South Florida federal grand jury and 2 informations filed by federal prosecutors, defendants engaged in a scheme to sell fraudulent nursing diplomas and transcripts obtained from accredited Florida-based nursing schools to individuals seeking licenses and jobs as registered nurses and licensed practitioner/vocational nurses. Well, okay, I'm going to read a little bit more. The bogus diplomas and transcripts qualified purchasers, not purchasers. Like when you get a good bag, you're a purchaser. You take the National Nursing Board exam, and after passing it to obtain licenses and jobs in various states, 7,600 fake nursing diplomas issued by 3 South Florida-based nursing schools: Siena College in Broward County, Palm Beach School of Nursing in Palm Beach, Florida, and Sacred Heart International Institute in Broward County. Each defendant faces up to 20 years in prison. The reason why they got caught, this is the funny part. The reason why they got caught is because people started noticing that out of these 3 schools had the lowest testing scores of all the nation's nursing schools. And that's what made the people get involved with the DOJ go, this doesn't seem right.
So like, testing while they're in school, or testing like maybe they have to get retested and certified when they're in the workforce?
No. There's an exam you have to take to become like an official RN. That's what these women were doing. They were purchasing the fake diplomas, because you can't sit for the board exam unless you have a diploma from an accredited school.
Got it.
So they were getting a fake diploma, but they can send it for the board. But because they have no education and they were just trying to Google stuff, they had the lowest testing scores for these board exams. But because they kind of passed, they got moved on into their careers. Being a nurse, I feel like, is such an important career. To me, it's more important than being a doctor.
Absolutely.
When my son was in the hospital, there was multiple times the doctor would say something. I'd be like, okay, whatever. And then when the nurse would come in, I'd be like, what do you think? You've been with him all day. How do you think he's doing? How do you think he's feeling? You've been with him for the past 9 hours. The doctor just came in for 7 minutes.
Right.
He knows nothing.
Right. It's regardless. They both need to know what they're doing. You know, we're talking about, my grandmother, rest her soul. She had very, very thin veins. Right.
Yes.
And so that's a skill that has to be developed by a very solid, a great nurse. Now you're talking about people out here who aren't real nurses. They're not really qualified, right? And you got them poking, you got them administering medicine, you got them doing stuff that they have no idea what they're doing. This school needs to be shut down. And once again, is Governor DeSantis running down there trying to deal with these schools, or he's still worrying about them learning about African American studies?
I have no idea, but you're right about, like, there's clinicals you have to do where nurses go for like 3 or 4 hours a day, 5 times a week while they're in school to learn how to put an IV in, how to handle a patient and delivering meds, and patients who barf all over you. And there's training they do for this. And if you just took a test and now you're a nurse, you're missing a whole bunch of steps to make you a good nurse.
Right. So, this is something that, we joking about it, but this is serious, man. You got people down there having babies, living their lives, and you got these people don't know what in the world they're doing, and they're caring for people. It's crazy. So we'll keep an eye on this. These schools need to be shut down immediately and stripped of all accreditation going forward.
And all 7,600 of you nurses, they're going to find you, or the hospital is going to inquire. Like because I bet you every last one of those nurses has had some kind of report filed on them by a doctor or another nurse being like, so-and-so don't know how to do this. So-and-so doesn't really know how to do that. So-and-so has been blah, blah, blah. And they're going to be like, okay, where did you get the diploma from? Oh, no, you need to come into this office. We're going to have a long conversation about you not working here.
Absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's move on. something we wanted to talk about last week. Right now, what was her name who just left the Breakfast Club? I forgot her name that quick. Uh, you remember who I'm talking about?
Angela Yee?
Yeah, Angela Yee. Angela Yee, for people watching Breakfast Club, she recently, she's going to get her own show over there with iHeart. And now they're having some guests. Can I finish my setup?
No, I'm saying Angela Yee, her show, because I could
Oh,
fall
it's on.
asleep.
I don't know. So they're now having guest co-host, and we'll get to. I want to get to Nene Leakes after this because Nene Leakes believes she's more important, bigger than Candy Burris. But we'll talk.
Coming out of my head.
You heard about that, right? All right. Before we
Yeah.
get to that, one of their guest hosts has been recently Lala Anthony, Carmelo Anthony's ex-wife. She's now on pretty much on every B-rated network as character actor. She's currently on on BMF now. She's playing on BMF, but I joke, but she's not a great actress. She's
not. She's in that not Sanaa. Who was the other one I don't like? No, she's in that Michael B. Jordan, Gabrielle Union bucket. They all swim together.
Why you like to clown Michael B. Jordan? Ain't done nothing to you.
Except for being a bad actor.
He is not a bad actor. Anyway, you'll be getting plenty of them in Creed in about a month. All right, so,
And I'm gonna go watch it.
I know you're gonna go watch it. Him the man. So anyway, let's get back to Lala. Lala said on the show that most of her married friends are miserable, and she went into this whole diatribe about it. And I'm listening to this stuff. I said, first of all, if I'm her friend, I ain't too much of her friend no more. You going with your little single behind. Get him up out of here because you causing too much chaos over here in our world. But my first when I heard it, I said this to myself. I said, Lala Anthony, girl, you are a celebrity. You're not running around with average married people. You run around with a bunch of people who, depending on the circle that you're running in, and you just had a failed marriage. You just spent 15, 20 years with Carmelo Anthony and finally got tired of him. And it's so crazy how these are athletes. Tom Brady just retired. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Gisele Bündchen said, I'm done. Carmelo, seems like as soon as these guys get ready to retire, all of a sudden these women are like, okay, I had enough. I'm out. I'm just like.
No, Gisele didn't leave Tom until he went back to playing football. She was happy with his retirement. And he went back. She was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm good on you.
Yeah, I can't. Tom Brady, I can't even ride with you, Playboy. You did this to yourself. But
Lala's comments, look at her friend group. Look at her friend. We're not even talking about women who are married to athletes.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about women who are married to anybody because she has they're all wealthy men. All the friends she has are married to wealthy men.
Sure they are.
So when you have access as a wealthy person or wealthy man, you're doing dumb stuff. They're miserable, whatever, fine. But that's her friend group.
And let's not just put it on the men now. You acting like it's the men who causing all the misery.
It's not. It's not. Yeah, it's not at all. It's women too. I mean, look at Larsa Pippen. I mean,
Larsa Pippen. That's interesting with that whole Larsa Pippen situation because you're dating Michael Jordan's son. I don't even know. Is she a young? I don't know how much younger she was than Scottie. Is she? Because I know Michael Jordan's son probably
not that much younger. Scottie is what, maybe 60 or 50, 55?
He's pushing. Yeah, so Scottie got to be 56, somewhere in that ballpark, 58.
This is 43.
Okay. He got himself a little young thing coming out the gate. So
but here's the thing. She knew Michael Jordan's son as a teenager. That's weird. That's bizarre. Like it's weird.
No, he's not. But no. Michael Jordan's son is not a teenager. No.
No. She knew him when he was a teenager.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, that's maybe she saw him working out in his gray sweats, and she said, "I'm gonna wait till you grow up." Mm-hmm.
It's gross. Anyway, Lala just needs to keep her marriage situation to herself. I'm sorry it didn't work out for you. I'm sorry you can't date. I'm sorry that your life is the way that it is and you can't.
I heard now she said her son doesn't want her. Her 15-year-old son doesn't want her to date, and he tries to blow up every relationship she gets into. I also heard that she's now dating the guy that her co-star on BMF, who's considerably younger than she is. I'm good on you, Lala. I'll go ahead and be the B-list actor that you are. It's okay. You're still, noticeable and you're going to get eyeballs. But I'm not taking marriage advice from Lala Anthony. Sorry, I'm
No, and
good
don't
on
get
that.
me wrong. Me and Miguel, we probably both know at least 2 married couples where we're just like, y'all need to get divorced. Like, y'all need to get the hell out of my face and just get divorced. This is getting real stupid. We're tired of
Uh,
you and y'all crap, and you're
yeah,
complaining and y'all going back and forth. But that's not everybody. Hold
I
on.
don't really.
My husband has a question. So if you
Uh,
divorce your husband, do you go back to your maiden name or keep your ex-husband's name? Is he talking about Giselle? Because she never took his last name publicly, just legally.
I think
Oh,
she's
Lala.
talking about
Lala's
Lala.
last name.
Yeah.
Oh, he's right.
No, because that's it. Come on now, that's her currency. That's her social currency. I don't even know what her maiden name is. But if she goes
That's
back to
true.
if she goes back to it,
You just
that's
like
not
Lala.
that's not going to get you, because she was a radio personality, I believe, or MTV personality when she and Carmelo got together. She was a media
He
personality.
hosted the Flavor of Love reunions. Remember Flavor of Love?
Yeah, but I never used to watch that crap. But speaking of reality shows, Nene Leakes was on Breakfast Club, and I saw a clip of her, and she was talking about that most of the reality show people are not. What does she call them? They're not famous.
Okay,
What?
sorry. I have a new issue with Lala.
What?
So Lala has been basically blackfishing this entire time. Did you know she's Puerto Rican? Has she ever talked about her Puerto Rican heritage ever?
I don't pay that close attention to her, but I believe I can believe she's Puerto Rican.
Her name is Alani Nicole Vasquez. Both parents Puerto Rican. Has it ever been mentioned that this
Come on
woman's
now.
Puerto Rican?
Come on now. Some Puerto Ricans, they run around like Fat Joe using the N-word. They feel like they black anyway. So she feel like she ain't had to tell nobody. She just light-skinned black.
Oh, she's Afro Puerto Rican according to herself. She describes herself as Afro. No, stop it, Lala. You never once mentioned. Never mind. That's a whole different hill to die on.
All right, okay. But let's. I want to talk about Nene Leakes. Okay, so Nene Leakes came out and she started talking about. I think there's a story out there with the Real Housewives of Potomac and the basketball coach Juan Dixon, who used to play at University of Maryland, he's now Coppin State's coach. And there's some stuff going on with him cheating on his wife. And she started going to this diatribe about how.
Also now about to face an indictment.
Huh?
Also about to face an indictment.
Yeah, he has a situation with an assistant coach or something who that's a whole nother story. But the whole situation with her, and so here's what Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes basically was talking about how none of the girls on these Real Housewives franchises, they're not famous or whatever. And then she tried to shade Kandi Burruss. I said, whoa, Nene Leakes.
What she's been doing for a while, even when she was on this show, she always made it seem like Kandi was just kind of, oh, you just sang in that group that one time. No, it's been more than she sang in that group that one time. Like,
that group, Good, Bad, or Indifferent is one of the top R&B female groups of the '90s. So, who are you?
Kandi has one of the best pens.
Right, and she's an amazing writer. She wrote for TLC, and she's been a great entrepreneur. Like, chick, the reason why people continue to watch that show over all these years, you eventually became, I guess, the star of the show, but Kandi Burruss was the glue of that show. Nene Leakes, what is your talent? Your talent is being a shit starter. That's your talent. You don't sing, you don't dance. You used to be a stripper. You just run your mouth. Kandi Burruss is a writer. She's an entrepreneur. She's touring again now. There's a lot. Kandi Burruss is a lot more than just the reality shows. You Nene Leakes, all you are those reality shows.
She owns 2 successful restaurants in Atlanta, Blaze and the OG.
Right.
She is now a Broadway producer. She did I think it's called a colored man thinks, or thoughts of a colored man.
She's done a lot. She's done a lot.
But here's the big problem with Nene. Nene badly wants to be back on reality TV, but nobody wants her. She could have done great on the Breakfast Club spot, but she's so toxic and negative. Nobody wants to deal with that on a regular basis. If you have nothing good to say or no props you can give or anything, nobody wants that on their show. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, I'm just not a Nene Leakes fan. I never have been. I don't like people who just constantly like to stir up chaos. That is who she is. She's a chaotic person. And it's just the whole industry around those type of people is just annoying to me. I just like you. What good are you bringing to the world? It's
But I
it's
do
pointless.
feel like Tracy would be so good on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh my God, Tracy would be so good, guys. If you guys will eventually will get to meet Tracy Miguel's wife. She
Yeah.
is smart. She is chic. She's a good wife. She's a good
Mm-hmm.
mom. She's got
Mm-hmm.
a little sass. She's in
Mm-hmm.
the Divine Nine. So what? It's like the whole checklist for being a housewife is like perfect for her.
And she's a strong professional. But I
Very
was just
strong
like, we not even do reality TV. No, not doing that crap. No, it's so invasive. And
It is.
there would be sides of Trey that don't nobody. I don't need y'all to see that side of her.
No. And then if they get on the show, if
And
you
they don't
guys
want to
just
see that
randomly
side of
see
me
watching them
because
in the house.
let somebody come around my house trying to clown. Like, y'all can cut all these damn cameras off. He said, nah, we about to have a problem. Man, I just been a potty mouth today, man. I need to go get myself a shot of something so I can just calm down. My goodness.
I know, right?
All right, so that's been our what segment of the week. It went super long. We don't have an interview today, so it went long. So what?
Two more stories though. Intern Alexis. There's more.
Yeah, amazing story. So so what else? What else we got out there that's in these streets we ain't talked about? Let me see.
Oh, Super Bowl coming up next Saturday. The first two black quarterbacks to face off in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts will be the first black quarterback to face off in the Super Bowl. I think that is super cool. It has never happened before. Yay.
Almost I need to crack that bottle behind you. Right, bro. That thing was sitting there for 6 months. That McCallum.
Really good. What bottle?
Oh, that's come on now. Hold on.
Honey,
Hold on. Did it pull out my earpiece? Check. Can't hear you.
Miguel.
Uh-oh.
I'll keep talking about Miguel finds his earpiece. So also, Jalen Hurts is also a member of the Divine Nine Omega Psi-Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We are a little worried about Patrick Mahomes. I'm going off information from my husband, the football expert, that Mahomes is always hurt. So this could be one of those things where he's just hurt.
No, he was hurt. He got hurt in the playoffs this year. He's normally
hurt in the playoffs last year, or whatever year he went to the Super Bowl last time.
Okay, well, he gonna be there and he's gonna play his behind off. I ain't worrying about that at all. It's gonna be a great game. But for some of those out there, I'm about to be. I just talked about Nene Leakes being messy. I'm about to be messy. Some people say that that Patrick Mahomes, is he truly black? No, his daddy is. It's so funny.
That's a hair that a hot comb is.
Oh no. He got some. I'm absolutely joking right now. But he's there's a. It was terrible. It's a picture. I guess his daughter's genes have definitely, because he has a white wife. His daughter's genes are definitely didn't lean to the black side.
Blonde.
She's a blonde, her hair straight, and there's black folks out there putting out memes about this black queen that he raised in and all this type of stuff. And I sat back. I said, you know what? Y'all dirty, but that's kind of funny.
Listen, for mixed guys, if they marry a white woman, it just gets erased. For example, even Harry and Meghan Markle, she's mixed. Them children is white. Them churn is white. Them churn.
It's funny, because my younger, I got a younger brother and sister who are twins. And yeah, you would think my brother is Hispanic. You definitely think my brother's Hispanic. My sister, you would definitely, you would say she's probably biracial, but my brother, you definitely think he was Hispanic. It is what it is. But
my twins look like two Indian children. They do not look black.
This is very
barely.
True. You kind of walking around looking like the nanny. Like where's
And how I birthed these children,
right.
And they still. My daughter, you've seen her. She looks like a little Indian little girl walking around. If it wasn't for my son's hair, maybe, right. But they look just like their dad.
Yeah. We need to maybe think about doing a show about interracial families and kind of get an expert on to talk about that. That'd be interesting. Would you be interested in doing that?
I would, because we all.
I saw the hesitation. Speaking of interracial, have you seen the movie You People? Did you watch it yet?
I'm not watching that shit.
Why not? But you
Because
see how what I done set up? See, I always keep the show rather clean, and now both our mouths been real potty today. You,
yeah, once you cuss, I'm like, the door is
the
open.
door is wide open, right? So you people, why you not gonna watch it?
One, I feel like Kenyon Barris has a weird fetish with interracial relationships. That's why you brought that up, because every
No,
movie he
no.
does it.
Well, I didn't bring it up because of that, but I've read that, and I haven't. I don't pay attention to Kenyon Burris like I know this is a Kenyon Burris project, right? So I've seen people who've said that. They say he has this thing where he's real big on painting those pictures.
Yes, and then also Lauren London being born to two black parents is also very weird because she's mixed race. There wasn't like a black girl they could get, but whatever. Also, Lauren London is probably the worst actress from here to Timbuktu. The girl sucks. Think about it. She's always playing the same role. Has she ever played a role that wasn't Nunu from ATL? Ever?
Probably not. I'm saying
Nope.
some people are not built to be that to have that much range, right? They are who they are. You know what I'm saying? Nunu, Lauren London is a beautiful young lady.
Oh yes,
And
stunning.
so when it comes down to being eye candy,
Yes.
Lauren London fits the bill, right? She's also interesting because of the whole like when they came out that she and the brother who got killed, Nipsey Hussle, was killed, that they were together. You always thought she would be the one that wouldn't really be in that game, in the hip hop game or whatever. But
No, you know who her child's father is, right? Her other child's father is Lil Wayne. So what
oh
do you?
well.
Yeah, exactly. She's only dated these roughneck, raggedy Negroes. Lil Wayne. Once you tell me Lil Wayne is your baby's daddy, I have lowered my expectations for you. Like,
You know,
I'm
it's
just
so
like,
funny about Lil Wayne.
Lil
We
Wayne
had
step up.
Lil Wayne is such a smart dude. Like that dude has got like I think he's got an undergraduate degree from in history or something. He got his degree from University of Houston, I believe. Um, he just comes off like he's just an ignorant dude, but he's really not. Uh,
I will believe that, but the persona he's portrayed from very many years is that he's this hood. Has he not the whole hood persona?
well, yeah, but because that's profitable for him. You know, he's proud of the fact that he claims that the face tattoo thing was him. It wasn't. It was Mike Tyson in black culture. But Mike Tyson had the face tattoo first. We were like, what in the hell are you doing? And now, you know, all these cats with all this stuff. But you know, we
Let
gotta
me give you
realize
a
that
couple more critiques from the reviews that I've heard. I
uh
feel like Ice Cube should have played Eddie Murphy's role, not Eddie Murphy.
it would have been. Go ahead. Let me. What else?
It would have been funnier. And I feel like they had for everybody that has been complaining about the script. How do you give a bad script to people like Eddie Murphy, Nia Long, David Duchovny, and Julie Louise Dreyfus? These are icons. How you give them a bad script?
Well, because first of all, they said, and hurrah to hell with you. How about that? So, this is going into the cussing. This is the cussing show. So, Jonah Hill was part of the writer was on the writing team for this.
Yes.
I didn't expect much from this movie. If you guys have really watched Eddie Murphy the last, because he took a long time between times he was doing films. The best film
Yeah.
he did in the last 5 years was a very serious role. I can't think of the name of it right now, but he played a caretaker for a young girl because her mother died of cancer, and
Oh,
he was the cook, and that movie was excellent. And you know,
wasn't he nominated for an Oscar for that
I don't know
role
if
or
he's
nominated
nominated,
for
but I
something?
know I really enjoyed it. Eddie Murphy is not the 18-year-old dude who came into Saturday Night Live 40 years ago. This dude has been wealthy for longer than he was poor. You know, his life, he was just talking about him owning the painting from the Good Times that's now worth $15 million or something. He's a wealthy man who's been around. For him to just all of a sudden just jump back into Sambo mode, it's not going to happen, guys. Let Eddie do what he's going to do. Coming to America could never be as good as the first Coming to America when they redid it a couple of years ago.
Mr. Church is a movie you're talking
Mr.
about.
Church, Mr. Church. That was if you haven't seen it, Mr. Church was a great movie. It was a really, really good movie. But you people was entertaining, and it was what it was. It kind of got us a little bit of an experience on you know, because a Jewish family and a family from the Nation of Islam together. If people haven't seen it, those are the two families. You know, Eddie Murphy played someone who was in the Nation. Nia Long played his wife. I loved all the cameos, relative cameos. Mike Epps was in the movie. Kim Whitley was in the
I guess
movie.
it's always
David Duchovny was in the movie. Julie Louis-Dreyfus was in the movie. Some other people that I know their faces and they've been around forever. Can't think of their names right now, but just the fact that they could pull all those people
Jonah
together.
Hill, Lauren London, David Duchovny, Leah Long, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Eddie Murphy, Sam J, Dion Cole, Lala Anthony.
I forgot Dion Cole was in. Lala was in there. I forgot she was in there. We just talking about her.
Khadijah Hack, Young Miami, Matt
Young
Walsh.
Miami. Oh, okay. So she must have been in the crew because there was a bunch of young black girls in the joint. I said, who are they? I guess, it did its job. It did its job. You had enough names you could throw out there to make it interesting. Looking at the movie, thinking about the movie, it wasn't very expensive to shoot. They didn't really shoot in a lot of different places. They shot it in LA.
It's a Saturday movie. We ain't got nothing else to do. It's raining. What's
Right.
on TV? I'm sitting on the airplane.
Right.
That's
exactly what it was. Trey and I watched it. It was relatively entertaining. We was good
what
with
you need to watch?
what?
You know what you have to watch? The
What?
Menu. You have to watch The Menu on HBO
What is the
Max.
menu? What is that?
I don't even know how to explain it. It's got Ralph Fiennes in it and the boy who played Beast from Marvel. It's basically people, and John Leguizamo's in it. It's basically very well-off people who go to a dining experience and it goes real left.
Oh, I remember the promos for that. I do remember the promos for that. Okay,
well
we might catch that. And so we just
Even
kind of.
Mama Blanche liked it. Even Mama Blanche was like, "I have questions," but she sat the whole way through it.
I got questions. I'm just coming to Orlando, or I'm gonna go all the way to Tampa. I'm bypassing Orlando because I just want to have dinner with Mama Blanche. I just want to get to know you, Mama Blanche. You're just such an amazing person. You've been in my life for 15 years, and we've never sat down and had a bite to eat.
If you guys ever come, I will tell, like, Mom, you got to go ahead and get in the car, get in the truck, get in the Honda CRV.
We're gonna be in Orlando for family reunion in June, so I'll let you know. We'll be down there for like 4 or 5 days. All right.
We'll take you back to the good Guyanese place that you guys liked. We'll take you
back
there.
That food was amazing. Oh, it was amazing. All right. Let me see. Anything else we missed? Anything else we missed that we supposed to talk about today? And before we get out of here, Tom Brady has finally said, real short, I'm going to get right to it. I'm retiring for good this time. Let's move on. There's plenty of other quarterbacks that can play this game. And so, good.
He should have did this last year, y'all. This last season was not good.
He's 43 years old.
He got his eyes done. I thought he got his eyes done to be in the booth. Like my husband, he's going to be in the booth. He's going to be a broadcast. I thought
which he's going to be. You realize they've already and they've already put it out there, and he hasn't refuted it. Fox hasn't refuted. He has a $300+ million contract waiting for him to be a television broadcaster.
Worth it.
So
worth every freaking penny of it.
So Tom Brady is just a different guy. I don't think we'll ever see somebody like. They changed rules to make sure you couldn't hit Tom Brady to give him more time to play in the league. But it got to the point now that he said, "All right, you start throwing the ball in the dirt. Don't hit me. Guys would hit him. He'd get up and be like, "Man, don't you know you're not supposed to hit me?" Tom Brady, let it go. Let somebody else get a job. You already got Brian Leftwich fired. What do you say?
Go get your wife back. Yo, I hope, Giselle, and what my dad said and my husband said, that it'll take maybe 6 or 7 months, but they both gonna realize we got kids. It's stupid. We're just gonna.
I don't know.
You don't think they'll work it out?
They're rich people, man. They've been probably doing other stuff the whole time anyway. So
probably, but still, Giselle, don't be like Lala. Don't do that. Don't do it to yourself, sweetie. Don't do it. Don't get like that.
All right, so great show. Our plan. We were going to talk, and we will talk HBCUs because there's a lot going on in that space. But just before we get up out of here, I don't know if you saw it, but there's a poll going around. I'm going to get real smug with you. There's a poll going around right now about the top HBCU band, and guess who's smoking FAMU?
Who? Don't say your raggedy ass school.
Behold the green and gold.
He's lying. It's not
No,
real gold.
the
Unless he
heck
pulls
I
it up on the
am.
screen, it doesn't exist. He
The
didn't pull it up
heck
on the
I
screen,
am.
but he has
The Spartan Legion was at the Rose Bowl this year. We went out to LA, blew them away at the Rose Bowl this year. First of all, that is a major thing. Don't sort of act like it's not.
No, I know what the Rose Bowl is. I'm just saying, whoop-de-doo, you guys got one Rose Bowl. What is FAMU? We've been at the Grammys. We've been at 2 Super Bowls. We are requested at every Martin Luther King Day parade from here to wherever they have other places. They have Japan, maybe. I don't know. So
I don't believe you.
that we've been at 2 Super Bowls.
That y'all been at every MLK parade. You ain't been in one in Norfolk. Because you know
We've
who
been
there? Behold the green and gold. Anyway, Norfolk State, respect the Spartan
who's
Legion.
on the list, by the way?
Now you're gonna make me pull it up. I think it's on HBCU Buzz. Let me see. We got time. What else we got to do? Let me see if I can find it. HBCU Buzz band. Top HBCU band 2023. Let's see. See, first you gotta vote. I don't know, they probably will let me vote. Let me see if I can vote and then get it to show the tallies.
Oh, they're still voting? No.
It's a HBCU, they're voting. And
here we go.
All right, let me see. Let me grab this. See if it'll let me do this here.
That show Harlem is coming back on February 3rd with Megan Good, post-divorce Megan Good.
Oh, okay.
I don't watch it. It's inappropriate. And
Is it inappropriate? Why is it inappropriate?
When I see something's inappropriate, it's inappropriate. It is.
Okay, if you say so. There's so many shows out here right now that are amazing.
Okay, so here's from the see you out here. Who's NSU? Is that you?
Norfolk State University, correct.
You're not even winning by that much. You made it seem like you guys were like spanking our butts. So it's Spartan Legion, Marching 100, the Human Juice.
26% to 21%. In the real world, that is a significant lead.
I'm surprised the sonic boom of the South is so low.
Y'all, see, here's the thing. Y'all people in the South seem to think that the rest of the world, we care about what's going on in the SWAC. Yeah, NSU, that's correct. Yes. NSU in our region be killing it.
The Marching Wildcats, they have 1%. That's the boom. Y'all, until y'all get y'all school together, y'all shouldn't be on nobody's list for top anything.
So this is on
for Arm & Hammer for cleaning products. That's what y'all need to be top for.
This is on HBCUBuzz.com. Right now, the Spartan Legion 26%, Marching 100, FAMU at 21%. Once you vote, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But just go there and vote for Norfolk State because we're the bomb. All right, family, I got to get up out of here and tend to these chilling and tend to this family. We appreciate y'all. So now you got to understand. So this is a production note for all the people watching. Now you got to stay here for like 30 seconds and dance a little bit as we play the outro music with the little grade over stuff. Peace and a bye-bye. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.